Last time on Shadow Piece, the battle between Kaido and Maria finally ended. A winner has been decided. The strong fighters in Wano could follow the battle with their haki, but the lower class and exhausted warriors don't know who won the battle just yet. Wano will now change in many ways, and nobody knows what the world government might be planning. Marco is still busy healing Izo, Kiku, and Kinemon, all while the corpse of Ace is lying next to them. Perona is hugging and playing with Zeus. She is after all not trained in Haki, so all she has is her trust in her father figure Maria. Within the castle, the fire had grown to the point that many combatants are more focused on escaping or putting out the blazes, rather than continuing the smaller fights. Throughout all this chaos, Ors and Raizo prepared to carry out a plan to save everyone. As it turned out, Raizo, while he was in Zou, used his devil fruit powers to store an immense amount of Sunesia's eruption rain. He mainly did this because he never wanted to allow something like the burning of the castle in Kuri 20 years ago ever again. So Raizo unleashes the massive amounts of water, and when it misses the fire or sucks the water back up, as an ancient giant his height and mouth space is enough to spit out the remaining flames. People are getting washed away by the massive amounts of water, but this scenario is still better for them than suffering with the ever-spreading flames. Denjiro is keeping Hiyori safe after finishing off the last head of Orochi, releasing the world of the last member known of the Kurozumi clan. With this action, the Kozuki clan basically finished their revenge and regained what was rightfully theirs. The Kozuki are back, most likely stronger than ever, with the combined strength of Momonosuke, his retainers, and the 4 Yakuza gangs. Wano has an incredible fighting force. If all of them are healthy and ready for combat, together they will fend off many opponents. But the world is big, and there are countless insane creatures out there. So even after the raid is over, they will have to continue their training. Otherwise they will fall behind the outside world, and new dangers might arrive at the doorstep. While their job is done, the raid is not yet over. First they need to welcome the victor. Yuma steps before all the people on the performance floor. No one is fighting after he announced the end of the war and unleashed his conqueror's haki. As one country they fought, and as one country they accomplished something they dreamt about for decades. Young samurai, this is just the beginning. While this battle may be over, you have an honor to uphold. Regain the strength of ancient Wano. Continue to improve and surpass me. My dream is a nation filled of samurai of my level, or even higher, and I know you can fulfill this dream. However, for now, sheathe your blades and prepare yourself to welcome the victor of the battle between the leaders. All of the samurai do just as the sword god said. They are done fighting. Their weapons are not needed for celebration. Putting away their blades, they prepare themselves. 20 years did they live under Orochi, a monster that will go down in history as the worst and weakest shogun of Wano. With Momonosuke, the Kozuki clan is back, and their bloodline will return Wano to its glory. An unstoppable and unconquerable nation. The soiled honor of the samurai will be washed clean, and the world will hear all about it. In the flower capital, the people are celebrating. Their lanterns are flying into the air, filled with their wishes of being freed of the people that are controlling them, getting rid of Orochi, meeting their family once again, having enough food to eat, and all these other wishes that we know all too well. But how will these end up? Will the people of Wano help them enough so that they can live a happy and peaceful life? Because on the rooftop, the battle has come to an end. It is as silent as in a bubble created by the calm fruit. Moria is standing in the same place we last left him, and Kaido remains lying on the ground. Both of them gave it their all, but one just had the slightest edge over the other. Movement can be seen. The victor of this fated battle is walking over to their opponents. They look at the loser intensely. It's been 23 years since our last battle. All these years, I never once forgot the time we clashed. My subordinates fought against yours, and many died, but I never once regretted it. I came to this place to prepare for the future, and I have plans that not many know even now. I respect you as a fellow captain, but you are not worthy of the title Emperor. Gecko Moria. Kaido stands in front of an unmoving Moria. You gave it your best, and even surpassed me for some time. However, if the price you need to pay to defeat me is your life, is it really worth it? This was a fun battle. I would have not felt ashamed to lose. But my glorious death hasn't yet come. Moria, isn't it ironic? You are the user of the Shadow fruit, and yet you are the person to return the light of hope in the people of Wano. This nation will change because of you, and maybe one day a warrior will come that kills me and makes me join you. Prepare some sake for me. But I still have to wait for Joy Boy to arrive. After all, I am the guardian of this era, and the arrival of Joy Boy will mark the start of a new one. Kaido turns into his full dragon form and starts flying down to the performance floor. While flying, he starts thinking if this can really be called a victory for the Beast Pirates. After all, he's the only person that won. Even Big Mom fell. If one of the Yonko lost, and many of his commanders were defeated, is it really a victory? Even if Moria didn't succeed in his revenge, the people of Wano got rid of Kaido's puppet shogun, and such a thing won't be possible anymore with Momonosuke. The Tobiroppo lost, Queen lost, King lost as well. The samurai forces are strong enough to win against the mightiest beast pirates. Jack even lost. Winning against Kaido is a different discussion, however. But he has to respect their power, and the way they live together will change completely now. First, the samurai believed the dragon flying towards them is the same dragon Moria flew back up to Onigashima with. But their thoughts vanishes as fast as it appeared when they recognized the also familiar blue color. The peach color was what they thought about. The peach color was what they hoped would come down with Moria on his back. But this is Kaido. This is not hope. This is not some sort of fairy tale story where a hero comes riding down on their white horse, or in this case Peach Dragon. It is not Moria coming down, but Kaido. They are about to pull out their swords, but they think back to what Ryuma said. There is no way that this great warrior didn't know the outcome already. After landing, Kaido transforms back into his human form. Before talking with the samurai, he looks around the performance floor. None of his men remain standing. Only hundreds upon hundreds of samurai. Congratulations, people of Wano. You are the winner of this war. The people of Wano look surprised at Kaido. Is he giving up? Is he scheming something? Is this really Kaido, or maybe just some sort of creature? Is Moria pulling a prank on them? After all, some of them know that Moria can control zombies. Many questions fill up the head of the samurai, but they show no fear. They did promise to become honorful samurai after all. However, I won't leave this country. Things are going to change, and I'm willing to adjust some of my plans. Kaido continues to talk, from one battle to another. The fight may have ended, but the battle of words is just about to begin. What will happen now that Moria is dead? How are his crew members going to react? This and much more in the next episode of Shadow Piece. Yep, I did it. He's dead. I actually killed off the main character. This was in the making for a long time. You know, I'm basically ahead like 5 or 6 episodes in this series. So when I was still talking to you about things like, oh yeah, who's going to be the victor? Who's going to win between Kaido and Moria? I already knew that Moria was going to die, which made it quite hard to answer the comments and other things. But it's fun. We will only now learn what Wano will go, how the story will continue in the future, how Shadow Piece will continue, how the people of the Thrillerbug Pirates will react. After all, they all have very close connections to Moria. Him being a father figure, him being a best friend and life savior, him just being the person who got the girl you sim for. I'm looking at you, Hawkback. Moria did a lot for the people, even if his... I don't know if he always wanted the best for them. I feel like for Absalom and Perona, he actually wanted the best. I think like Absalom is actually a friend of Moria, and Perona is actually something like his daughter. But Hawkback is just useful because he can stitch up different zombies. I feel like Hawkback is not really that needed. But anyways, how will Shadow Piece develop from here on? Will we go over to a different what-if scenario? There are still so many questions left for the future, and you can only wait to find out what happens next. If you are intrigued and want to learn the future of Shadow Piece, why don't you consider clicking on that subscribe button? It would really mean the world to me. We're inching closer to 100 followers actually, and this number can only grow bigger. Maybe sometime I will have a bigger bounty than Luffy, but that's unlikely. We all know that. But that's all from me for today. As always, stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. This has been Pyro Primer, and we will see each other again in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.